Hey everybody, it's your old pal Wood Doofus here. The other day I had to unclog my DEWALT planer, and I was looking for a video on YouTube like so many of us are doing to find exactly the way to unclog it. And it turns out there weren't a lot of videos that were about that specific thing, so I thought I'd go ahead and make a quick video on how to do that. So I don't have a fancy dust collection system. My system is just my shop vac hooked up to the planer, and it's supposed to suck all the shavings and chips out of there when I send things through the planer. But one day I started to send things through the planer and it looked like all the shavings and chips were shooting out the front. If this has happened to you, that probably means it's clogged. It actually took me a while to start caring about the stuff spewing out because it still worked kind of. But eventually I started to care about it and thought I should fix it. Luckily, it wasn't that hard to fix. I've only had this planer for a little over a year, and the fact that it's already got clogged up with the little bit of use that I've gotten out of it means it probably happens pretty frequently, so this is a good thing to know. So like I say, it's way easy, and the tools that you need are already available right here on the unit, which is right here. It's just a little star wrench here. So you have 4 screws to start off with, and you use your wrench to unscrew those. You don't even have to take the screws out, just loosen them enough so that you can get the top off. It's now loose enough. So some of you might have a unit where you lost this wrench that goes right here because it just sits there and doesn't lock in, so it could get lost. I checked it out and it looks like it's a T30 star wrench. I'll put a link in the description to some kind of T30 wrench so you can order it if you're missing this piece. Alright, so I finally got the screws undone, so you can grab it by the 2 yellow pieces here and just lift this top right off. It's very important at this point that you make sure you have this thing unplugged. There are safeties in place. I think this latch right here is a safety, but it's always good to have it unplugged. So looking down into this thing, once we remove the top, you're going to see a dust port here that connects to the fan here, and the fan is supposed to suck the dust and chips through here, through the fan and out the dust collection system. Now if you have a clog, this thing is probably clogged up with shavings that are in like a ball shape and are just clogged right here. So all you have to do to take this port off is take these 3 red screws off. Now that we got those removed, I wanted to bring up one other thing. When you first open this thing, if you have a clog, you might see a lot of dust around this area. Go ahead and clean that out. That's a good sign that you really do have a clog. Otherwise, we're ready to remove this thing, and it's just a matter of wiggling it and twisting it from this point and pulling it back and out of there. And out. So there's 2 openings on here. The first is the opening port where the chips go in, sucking it up from the blade. And then the other opening is right here. Now this whole thing can be filled with chips and shavings. And when I opened mine, I had a big ball of shavings from Butcher Block right here. And it was just a matter of pulling it all out and dumping it until it was perfectly clear, putting this unit back in, and it was good to go. Before we put it back together, there's one other thing I wanted to show you that could be a problem if you're not getting the proper dust collection from your machine, and that has to do with the fan right here. There's actually some bolts that puts the fan casing together, and over time, if you use this a lot over a long period of time, those bolts could get loose, and your wrench right here actually works for these things also, and all you have to do is go in there and tighten those things, and then you'll get some solid suction and it won't be spewing out of the cracks or anything like that. Alright, so now we are ready to put it back together. Alright, so that is it for the most basic thing that can go wrong for the dust collection on your DEWALT planer. Make sure if you're watching this video just to see if I did anything stupid so you can say something mean, do that in the comments below. I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, as always, don't be afraid to be a doofus.